Well, hey there, Neo Geo fans. I hope everyone is doing okay. Today we're going to talk about some anime, specifically some KOF anime. My name is Nabil, and we're going to talk about the KOF 15 short anime. Before we do that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you are notified whenever a new video from Neo Geo now drops. Now, for those of you who don't know, the KOF 15 is going to have a short anime coming along with it, probably before. We knew this since the reveal of the first trailer when the game producer Yasuki Oda announced that the KOF 15 is indeed getting a sort of anime short directed by none other than Masami Obari. Now, if you don't know Masami Obari, he is the director and the designer for the Fatal Fury anime movies we had back in the day. And this is huge. As someone who grew up in the late 80s and 90s, anime was a big thing and fighting games were a big thing for me. And of course, I was an SNK fan since the first Fatal Fury. And having those animes, I remember having the first and second anime from Masami Obari that actually depicted the first Fatal Fury game and the second one. I had them on VHS. They were in French, I remember. And I watched them at a point every single day. I loved everything about them. As a 12 to 13 years old boy, it was just amazing. And we're gonna talk about some of them now. And then he also worked on the motion picture, Fatal Fury, the motion picture. Now that one I didn't see until 2000 specifically. And I'll talk about my reactions to all of them. And I've been a big fan of his depiction of the Fatal Fury series, even though nowadays, thinking about it and watching them again recently, I have some nitpicks specifically about the second movie. So the fact that he's actually directing the KOF 15 anime is a huge thing for me. In this video, we're gonna talk about my hopes and expectations from this anime short. Now, the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the fact that this is an anime short. And saying that it's an anime short, it could be anything from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. We don't know the length. There was no details. It could be just an actual special introduction, special anime intro, similar in vein to what we got with the KOF 13, the SP movie. If you haven't seen that one, link is in the description below. And it's just amazing. You see some anime cutscenes of your favorite KOF 13 characters. But that one did not have, it couldn't be considered a short movie because there was no plot, no story. Now there are two options here, or two possibilities, if you will. One is this is gonna be just an intro, right? This is just gonna be an extra intro, 5 minutes long, maybe more, showing the characters of the KOF 15 in anime glory. And I can't wait, even if it's just that, I can't wait to see it. I love Masami Obari's design, and seeing Kyokusanagi, seeing Shune, seeing all my favorite characters in his art style is really something that I can't wait to witness. And as I said, if that's the case, I don't know if it's okay to call this a short movie. There's one thing that makes me think that this could be the possibility, because in a now deleted tweet from Masami Obari, he called this movie as an SP movie, special movie, which was the same name the KOF 13 anime intro had. It was called an SP movie or special movie. But it could be anything. Could be special movie for a short movie as well. So I'm not really sure. The second option could be a short actual anime with a plot. So it could be, again, maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes and giving us a bit of story about the KOF 15. The King of Fighters series has a lot of lore and story, and us fans who grew up with the series pretty much know it all and follow it and can't wait for the next chapter. But again, don't forget that SNK is trying to actually get some new audience, some younger audience, some people who maybe are not that young but they've never been into the King of Fighters and they're coming into the series. They need to understand the plot, otherwise it's going to be too convoluted. And saying that, there's this now what I'm talking about. My hopes for this short movie is that this movie, this anime movie, however long it is, I hope it's gonna be a retelling, a quick retelling of the previous saga, so that we know what happened before. We know about Orochi, we know about the ceiling, we know about the King of Fighters 97, and then the Nest saga in a nutshell, the Ash saga before we get into the Verse saga or the Shunei saga. This will be really cool, and it will make new fans understand the story of the King of Fighters 15. Guilty Gear is one of those series that actually have an even more convoluted story, and for the Guilty Gear Strive, ArcSys did an actual page on their website where they explain the story of the entire series through free to read mangas showing the story from the first Guilty Gear, even before the first Guilty Gear, and then up to Guilty Gear XRD, which then you can watch the story mode, which is basically an anime movie using the in-game graphics. And that by getting into Strive, if you're interested in the story, you have the entire story, or at least the important aspects of the story, and you're ready to get into this new chapter. And I believe the King of Fighters really needs that. Now, as I said, Masami Obari works on the Fatal Fury anime series, and a part of me always wanted to see a continuation of that, of Terry's arc and all these characters. The first one, and again, this is not a review, maybe I'll do a review for this anime, it's actually a good idea. The first anime was a direct adaptation of the first Fatal Fury game. It was there's one original character, Lily, and she actually even made a cameo in the King of Fighters 94. That's how impactful that first anime was. And it was very successful. People loved it. And when it was time to make a second anime, SNK gave more freedom and leeway to Masami Obari and his team, and they kind of crafted the second anime movie or anime OVA with a little bit more of original material. They basically de-aged Krauser, which I wasn't a fan of. They also introduced an original character in the form of Tony, who was supposed to be a relatable character in our eyes and ears, our perspective into the world of Fatal Fury, which I think I loved it back in the day, but seeing it now, I think it was unnecessary because we already we already got to know these characters in the first anime. The third one was an original story, and it's really one of the best anime adaptations of any fighting games, with a lot of collections. And being a Kim fan, I'll never forget the feeling I had watching Kim doing his super on Shen Sinzan. That was his Fatal Fury 3 movies, and as I said, I always hoped, at the time, that he was gonna either do a King of Fighters 94, because King of Fighters 94 just came out at the time, or 95, or that he's gonna continue the Fatal Fury story, which did not happen, and now we have a chance to see what a King of Fighters anime from Masami Obari would look like. So let's recap here, my expectations and my hopes. My expectation is there are two things. It's either going to be a really short anime, as in just a short intro, a special movie if you will, 5 minutes or so, or that it's going to be about a 15 to 20 minutes and that we get to know a little bit more about the story of KOF. Whether it's going to be from the first game, from the first saga, or just the previous game remains to be seen. My hopes is that we get a retelling of the entire saga in 20 minutes or so. I believe it's possible. I really think in 20 minutes you could tell the important parts of the King of Fighters series, again starting from who Orochi is, going through the first few tournaments, who Rugal is, Genets, touching on 96, showing the battle 97 against the Orochi team, and then going to the next saga. You can just combine that in a few minutes, showing Ignis, Zero and all that, and then talking about Ash and his saga as well as his demise, quote unquote, and then talking about Shunei and Verse. I mean, I think you can do that in 20 minutes. Of course, you're gonna be missing a lot of details, but you get the idea. And again, I talked about Guilty Gear, and I really hope SNK will do something similar. They could do a retelling on their website, do like some sort of manga showing the events of the previous games. Makes it easy for new fans to understand the amazing and beautiful and detailed story and lore of the King of Fighters franchise. Now, we don't know when this anime is going to be released. Is it going to be with the game or before? Looking at the announcement that we had in January, for some reason, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I kind of felt from their wording that this is an anime short that is going to come out way before the King of Fighters 15 game. And I think the whole point, and the fact that they actually, if this is true, if indeed they're going to release this short movie before the game release, then it might actually insinuate, or it might make me think at least, that this is gonna be some sort of retelling of the story. So we'll see. They also said we're gonna hear the game's main theme or main song within this anime short. So time will tell. I can't wait to know more. I've been scouting on Masami Obari's Twitter pretty much every day, trying to see if there's any hint or anything like that, but he never talks about the anime or the short. It was only, again, one time where he showed some folders showing KOF 15 SB movie, and then that was deleted. I couldn't find it for the life of me today. Other than that, we really don't know much about this anime. I can't wait to see how it looks. This probably will be the first proper anime adaptation of the King of Fighters. We had King of Fighters Destiny before, which is CGI. We're gonna get the King of Fighters Awaken next year, which is a CGI again movie. So this might be the first King of Fighters anime, proper anime adaptation. And I really hope that this is gonna open the door for a proper King of Fighters anime series. I don't think movies is enough. I really think we need to have a long running series. And one of those days, I promise you guys, one of those days, I'm gonna talk about how I think a King of Fighters anime series and other SNK titles should be done. I've written so many things about this. I have so many ideas, and I can't wait to share them with you guys when the right time comes. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really want to hear what you guys think about this short movie. What are your hopes and expectations as well? Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And until next time, thank you guys for watching.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video from Neo Geo Now. Now don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not done so. And I would like to take this opportunity and thank my patrons for supporting the channel and making this content possible. Making daily videos, and especially the documentaries and lore episodes, takes a very long time and a lot of effort, and being able to get some support for these time-consuming tasks allow me to keep going and strive for more and better content. With that said, I want to give a big special shout out to Michael, Bryant Yard, Fahad As-Suwaidi, Heinz Green 3, SSBM Slick Tricks, Jacques Paul, and Ken Suenaga. As well as special thanks to Shaka Asamiya, Refugee Robles, Felipe Guimara, Jihao Ju, Gil Sal, Muhammad Al-Blushi, Anthony Longino, and Bernd Ritnus. Those of you who are not yet Neo Geo Now patrons, I hope you will check my Patreon page where you can become patrons, helping the channel produce more videos, as well as receive special perks that are exclusive to patrons, like early access to videos, exclusive making-offs, and other SNK digital goodies. Link for the Neo Geo Patreon page is in the description below. So until next time, thank you for watching.